Hey everyone, Sam at Wyvern Kodiak. I have with me one of the new Wixcos that came out recently. This is the Wixco Jugger. Now, you may remember that I just did a video on this knife. This is the Wixco Phoenix, and it was a very cool knife. I really like this knife. I've actually been carrying it quite a bit, and I really enjoyed this one. Well, this is the other one that I really wanted to check out that they recently released. So let's check this thing out and get into it. So starting off here, the obvious is these wild shred carbon fiber scales that are on here. Beautiful. There's some iridescence to them, greens, blues, black, white. Very, very, very nice finish on that. It is a plunge button lock. I do wish it was a top liner lock, but plunge button lock on this one. Reversible pocket clip. It does have a titanium backspacer with a lanyard loop. You have a bent style pocket clip on here, which is deep carry, some thumb studs, and some jimping. Deploying this knife, you can see here that it has a beautiful black wash blade. I'm not even quite sure what to call this blade shape here. It's got a harpoon swoop on it. It's got a little bit of a clip point that drops here. Got a big belly on this, and then a flat area right here. So I'm not even quite sure what to call this thing. I'm not even going to try and classify it. It is a wild looking shape, but I am digging it, and I think it's pretty cool. It does have a flat grind, black wash, and the blade is in N690. So don't see that steel all too often, but it seems like Wixco is getting hooked on some N690, which is cool. I think that blade steel is somewhere between like 14C28N and like a 154 CM, so nothing wrong with that steel at all. So let's talk about specs on this knife. We have 8.66 inches overall, so it's a biggin. You got 3.74 inches on the blade, and it weighs only 3.84 ounces, so really not super heavy for a very big knife. Doing some size comparisons here, we're going to compare it against some of its ancestors. Here we have the Wixco Skort, and then we'll talk about the Wixco Phoenix. And you can see here that it is bigger than both of those. And then we have a Wixco Ragnar, and then we have a Ferromonster Reaver, which I will do a review on this week, and it looks like it is about the same size as the Reaver and a lot bigger than the Ragnar. So it is a nice full-size knife. Very, very cool. I always like big knives because I have big hands. Speaking of, let's talk about the ergos in this thing. Ergos in hand, 4-finger grip. I have double XL hands, so gripping onto this thing, I am fully locked in with the swell that's down here. Nice chamfering on the edges here to soften that so they're not so squared off. So very, very comfortable here. No choke up in the choil, but you can get on this hump if you want, which is not super comfortable, but if you really needed to gain some leverage, you can definitely do that here. So very, very good, comfortable ergos, no issues whatsoever here. Jimping on this is nice and sharp, type of jimping I really like. So outstanding job on the ergos. Now action is on bearings on this knife. So hit that button, it drops. Thumb stud deployment, no problem. Reverse flick, no issues. And if you want to use that button, you can do that as well. All 3 modes of actuation work the way they're supposed to and work exceptionally well. So no problems whatsoever there. I am really, really digging the way this thing looks. It looks mean and aggressive, but at the same time, the colorway it's giving you enough pops of color that it's not boring without getting bright and obnoxious. So I really kind of dig that a lot. Let's talk about this pocket clip. So it's a bent pocket clip, it's deep carry. We've tested 100 of these before and every one of them do really, really well. I'm expecting nothing different out of this, but we're gonna test it because we test everything. So for the sake of thoroughness, we're pulling out the test pants. For those of you new to the channel, these are medium thickness jeans. I'm going to take the knife, put it in the pocket, see how easy it is to put this pocket clip down in the pocket, how good the retention is on the clip, how easy it is to come out of the pocket, and any long-term damage or fraying it does to the edges and seams of the pocket. So let's get this into position here. A little bit of pressure, slides right over, no problem whatsoever. Sticks out less than 1/4 of an inch, probably a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch, so somewhere's in there. It is just the edge because of the angle of the handle on there, but still very deep carry, very, very nice. The retention on this thing is outstanding as expected. Moving the pants, not moving the knife, and then taking the knife out is just as easy as putting it in. So great pocket clip as expected. Bent pocket clips are no frills, they just work well. So no issues whatsoever there. I would like to see maybe another clip option for this knife, only because Wixco usually 60, 65, 70 bucks. And then this one's over 100 bucks. So this one's a little bit of a higher class of budget-friendly knives. I would like to see that because it would be really cool to have a dolled-up version of this thing, but not necessary. Again, this pocket clip works just fine. So let's talk about anything that I might not like on this knife. Well, to be honest with you, there isn't a whole lot that I don't like about this knife. I wish there was some more jimping that went out here. I think that they've missed a really good opportunity right here to lock in behind this poon scoop. I think this would be an outstanding place to lock in and really cut down with some leverage, but it's not necessary. It is a flat spine. I'm not feeling like I'm sliding off on any side or anything like that, but I do wish that they did continue the jimping at least over to where my thumb is over here, because that is really where the lock-in point is right there. So I do wish that that was the case there. And then I do wish that they did a top liner lock instead of a plunge lock. Other than that, this knife is really, really cool. I really enjoy the shape and the ergos on this thing. The action is just spectacular on this thing, very fidgety, and overall a very cool knife. I would definitely say this is a great value buy. For a little over 100 bucks here, you're talking about a fantastic knife, and you can find your favorite content creator and probably grab a 10% discount code, save you some money, so you get it about 100 bucks, which is cool. Very, very cool on this. And you can always look for sales. Wixco runs them all the time, and there's a good chance that you will find this knife for even cheaper when they do one of their big sales. So definitely check one of these things out. I'm really, really digging this knife. So would love to know what you all think. What do you think about the way this thing looks? Is this thing nuts or what? And do you dig it? What do you think on the fit and finish? What do you think about these scales? Drop me a comment. Love to hear from you. Love to know what you guys think. And then do me a favor, if you're not subscribed to the channel, give us a subscription on the channel, please. We are working our way towards 1,000 subs. We are so close. We're like 60 away or something like that at the time of recording. So help us get to 1,000, and we would be super grateful. This Wednesday, May 20th, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, the Wyvern Kodiak Gracchus goes open for pre-order. So head over to the wyvernkodiak.com. Make sure that you're signed up for the newsletter. Get ready for that, because we are really excited. I don't think they're going to last very long. So if you're interested in that knife, make sure that you get in on that early, because supplies will be limited for sure on that. Check us out on Instagram at Wyvern Kodiak. And then Wednesday nights, Live in the Dragon's Lair. That's a YouTube live show. We go on at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We are going to party this Wednesday with some giveaways. So you may want to come and hang out with us there. We would love to have you be part of the community, and we hope to see you there. Anyhow, I hope to hear from you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. and you all have a fantastic day.